Yesterday's drugs is not today's drugs.
In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting, hosted by Naeem Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Naeem Edwards. I am your host, and today let's talk about Gangsta Boo. I got the lyric cards out, and of course we would be here all fucking day if we went through all of Gangsta Boo's lyrics. So I just took a couple of the first ones that came to my mind when I thought about the news I got. I was actually standing in my kitchen when I saw that she had died on her porch from an overdose. At first they didn't come out and say, but then a couple hours later they came out and said that it was a drug overdose. First, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. Unfortunately, once a person got that drug demon on them, it's the worst thing to try to get that drug demon off of them. That's why motherfuckers will be born again, get a whole nother eye. If they really get away from it, you'll see them just like go and grow and strive and do something real. Just, it looks like it's phenomenal because they remember where they came from. But let's rewind the clock a little bit. Let's rewind and talk about, before we read the lyrics, when 3 6 Mafia hit the scene. I'm from Virginia. I still live in Virginia. Tennessee is right there. Everybody that come from Tennessee usually come over to Virginia when they start in their way because we right there. We right beside each other. Same thing, vice versa. When 3 6 Mafia hit, and I'm talking about when they first was coming out and they was first doing shit and they was getting real heavy, they were one of the first groups of people to actually make that drug shit seem like it was fun. They made that drug shit seem like we here to have a party. They just casually dropping it in. We on meth. We on cocaine. We doing this. We smoking crack. We on whatever the fuck, pills. They made the lean shit seem fun. Like, Texas made the lean shit seem like it was like cool and shit. But 3 6 Mafia, I remember being a little kid in my grandma's living room, sipping on some scissor, sipping on some sip. Like, that shit sounded good as a kid. You don't know what it was. It's so funny because I remember being a little kid and being like, why the fuck is anybody drinking syrup? And I remember like one of my cousins when that 3 6 Mafia sipping on some scissor or whatever the fuck came out, him going to the kitchen in my grandma's house. My grandma had a huge house. Going in the kitchen, pulling out the Aunt Your Mama and pouring it in a cup, talking about he was sipping on some syrup. This is how impactful these groups is, especially if you from down here. You know how big and how impactful 3 6 is. So much so they've inspired generations and waves of people. They have inspired so many more people than people actually come out and give them credit for, because they made it fun. They called it crunk when I was coming up. Now it's just regular old music, but that was like, nigga, we turning the fuck up, nigga. And then, aside from them being one of the first groups to make that drug shit, like, nigga, we turning up, we having fun. And people, just to throw this in there as a note, the reason that the 3 6 and the Bone Thug shit was so heavy, a lot of people argue about who made the devil worshiping shit. Like, whatever. Everybody played with it back then. But when it comes to really putting that devil worship shit down, it was the Midwest and it was Memphis. If you know anything about Memphis culture, they have a heavy culture of coming out drugs, pimping, demonic shit. That is Memphis. If we talk about music, I mean, in the streets too, but drugs, pimping, devil worship. That's what they do down there. I'm not here to say it's right or wrong. But I'm not shocked by the Gangsta Boo situation, especially, let's read these lyrics and then let's talk about all the shit that rolls and then how she even got to the point where she has now crossed over to the other side of eternity. So this is from Indiana Jones. That shit that had everybody locking them up in the trunk or locking them in the trunk, hella high, snorting cocaine, smoking weed, robbing niggas. Indiana Jones again. Mask to my face. I'm fiending to increase my high. This is a song called On That. And if you know anything about Gangsta Boo music, it was really like, you know, that's that bounce shit. It make you feel good, make you, you know, do that. On that thug shit, on that drug shit, on that bullshit, on that devil shit. And she repeated it a couple times. Same thing from On That. You know you high, you know you gone off them pills. This is a song called The Blow. And like I said, her music was real bouncy, like the hooks and shit was like repetitive and shit. The Blow, the pills, the yak, the herd, the blow, the blow, the blow, the blow, the blow. And if you don't know what blow is, if you just so fucking green, blow is cocaine. Another one from The Blow. The snow, the white, in Miami get crunk. When I see them in the club, they be sniffing up that skunk. Huh. And then, I mean, we could really be here all day, and I just wrote a note that was like, she got a song called Weed and Cocaine. You know, a lot of people, especially in the South and shit, they'll put weed, they'll mix their weed with, they'll sprinkle cocaine in it and shit. Whatever, beyond me. And then she has a song called In the Game, and the hook is dope game, cocaine, dope game, cocaine. And that goes on for who knows however the fuck long, right? I read the lyrics, and you go through people's lyrics, and you have to listen to what people say, because people will tell you. Gangsta Boo already told you what she was on. Gangsta Boo already told you that she was about that addict life. She didn't get up here telling you to be sober. She didn't get up here telling you that your weed habit is going to lead you down the path of you don't give a fuck about taking a fake pill, because now the excuse is you're a gremlin. It's not I'm an addict. They're calling themselves gremlins now because they don't have no goddamn choice. Gangsta Boo didn't tell you that. Gangsta Boo didn't tell you, like, you know, take care of your body and maybe you don't want to do this because your last time might really be your last time. Gangsta Boo didn't have no plans of going out on her porch for somebody to walk up and find her. And then they saying that it was somebody that was with her who probably got scared. So if you know, or if you've ever known a real junkie, like a real person who was really heavy on that shit, you know that a lot of the times cocaine itself is a social drug. I know a lot of people who have done cocaine, who do cocaine, know of them. They're not in my life anymore per se. And people who smoke crack and do all these drugs and shit, a lot of these drugs and shit, they make you want to be around people. It's rarely a time where a junkie is doing shit by themselves. And then a lot of times, people have got this thing in their mind that a person is just sitting by themselves and not doing shit. Now, niggas be talking your fucking head off. Motherfuckers be doing that shit to the point where it's just like, motherfuckers get annoyed with each other. They fighting over this. They fighting over somebody shorting something. Not saying that's what happened with Gangsta Boo, but I'm painting this picture for you so you understand. A lot of these people running packs. And they don't just do it by themselves. She was on that show, Marriage Boot Camp. And on Marriage Boot Camp, she got kicked off of Marriage Boot Camp. She said that it had nothing to do with drugs. Now that she's dead and it's because of drugs, I kind of believe them. And they painted this picture that her and her husband or whoever the nigga she was with, they was up there doing drugs. They was up there hiding drugs in they shit and whatever, and they had a no drug policy and no drug tolerance or whatever. It wasn't no secret that this is what she was into. Especially coming from 3-6 Mafia, where, let's just be for real, bro, we're in a society now where people cheer at you and they accept you for what you do now. They accept anything you want to do. Not everybody, but a lot of people is just like, okay. Or then they do their fake pseudo, oh man, RIP, my condolences to the Boo family. It's really fucked up and shocking. How is it fucked up and it's shocking? She told you she's on the blow. She's on the pills. She's on this. She's doing this. She with the shit. She having fun. How are you shocked? She said it in her music. And I'm going to be real. How many bitches is as real as Gangsta Boo? We have to stop playing and stop acting like shit is just such a whatever. Her number was called. And that ain't, and I love Gangsta Boo. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what my emails look like, but what I'm telling you is the environment was already fostered, the environment was cheered on. It was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time before her number got called. She never fully got away from what she did. She might have, this thing with functioning addicts is they do their shit, they can stop, but I would be surprised if she never stopped her drug habits. I would not be surprised if she never stopped, if she never was clean or whatever. You know, they say you don't say clean now, but whatever the fuck. But like, I would be surprised. I would be more shocked if she didn't have any, if she had breaks in between. And so let's just say she did have breaks. If she had breaks in between, that's what functioning addicts do. They'll be clean, then they'll go right back to what they was doing. They can be high as a fucking kite. And if you go look at old pictures of 3-6 Mafia, this is the importance of actually talking to people who have been around people who have been high on anything other than weed. You can tell by looking at people's faces how, like, what the fuck drugs they do. Because look at them old pictures of 3-6 Mafia. Look at them old pictures of them. It's a face that people look like they smiling but they frowning. They look happy but they look sad but they look serious. That's heroin. That's cocaine. Like, people really look at people's face. You can tell all them niggas was on that. All of them. It's only a matter of time. Niggas, especially now having a resurgence where people are coming back and getting on Vlad and people knowing who you are and people want to talk to you and you being a fucking legend and you being somebody that we love and we fucking respect. Now more money's coming. Now you can do your shit. Now you can, you know, not getting out there in the environment and nobody forcing you, but everybody around you doing the same things. That's where we are. This is where we are with it. This is where we are with everything. It's not, it wouldn't have mattered who you put in the seat. It's going to be the same story. And like I said before, she's not the first. She's not going to be the last. It's going to keep happening until we run out of niggas. We never going to run out because there's always going to be that allure. There's always going to be that thing where people want to do it. And that's the dark side of this. Is that, I mean, were you not paying attention? I just want to know, were you not paying attention? So, thank you for tuning in. My name is Diane Edwards. I will holler at you.